Have you ever felt small? So small that even your own voice didn't feel like it belonged to you? That was Liam, a quiet boy from a quiet town, carrying a loud fear inside him. English. Welcome, everyone. Today's story is not about grammar, vocabulary, or exams. It's about transformation. It's about how a boy who couldn't even say, "How are you?" without shaking, turned English into his superpower, his confidence, and eventually his career. So sit back, breathe deeply, and feel this journey, because Liam's story is not just about English. It's about you, about what's possible for you, no matter where you begin. The fear that started it all. When Liam was young, English wasn't just difficult. It felt like a locked door he was too weak to open. In school, English was something they memorized, not understood. Fill in the blanks, choose the right option, repeat after the teacher. No speaking, no confidence, no connection. The first time he had to speak English out loud, in an oral exam, his world collapsed. "Introduce yourself," the teacher said. Such a simple request, but Liam's hands were shaking. His voice disappeared. He forgot his own name. And when he finally whispered, My name is," the whole class burst into laughter. That laughter didn't last long, but its echo lived in him for years. Not because it was funny, but because it made him believe something dangerous. I am not good enough for English. Avoiding English became his survival strategy. At home, no one spoke English. His parents were hardworking, loving, and busy. English belonged to textbooks, not real life. And slowly, Liam built a world where English did not exist. If someone spoke to him in English, he smiled and walked away. If the teacher asked him to read aloud, he pretended to be sick. If there was a debate, he avoided it like fire. He wasn't afraid of English. He was afraid of being judged again. But the world doesn't let you hide forever. The moment, everything broke inside him. One day, during a school debate, Liam's teacher forced him to participate. "Liam, try. You'll never learn if you never speak." He walked on stage with a small sheet of paper in his trembling hand. 5 sentences written in English. Just 5. But when he looked at the audience, everything vanished. His mind went blank. Whispers filled the room. He doesn't even know English. Why is he here? He will fail. And he did fail, at least that day. But something more important happened. That moment broke him. He walked home silently, and that night he made a promise. "I will never speak English again." And for months, he didn't. Not one full sentence. Not one attempt. Not one moment of courage. He became a silent observer of a world that spoke a language he couldn't touch. But destiny has a way of whispering. One evening, something small but powerful happened. Liam was watching a short English video on his old cracked phone. Nothing special, just a simple video. But the speaker said a sentence that changed everything. "You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start talking." Those words hit him like thunder. He realized he had been waiting for the perfect sentence, perfect grammar, perfect confidence. But perfection never comes first. Practice comes first. That night, he stood in front of his mirror, the same mirror that had reflected his fear for years. But this time, he tried something new. "Hello," he said softly. "My name is Liam." It sounded funny, but he said it again and again and again. 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. For the first time in his life, he wasn't running away. He was facing English, alone, but brave. And that old cracked mirror became something magical. His first English teacher. Part 2. The mirror that changed everything. That cracked mirror in Liam's small room didn't look special. It wasn't big. It wasn't beautiful. The glass was scratched and the frame was old. But that mirror became the one place where Liam finally felt safe with English. Because the truth is simple. You don't need a classroom to learn English. You need courage. And courage grows in silence, when no one is watching. The first classroom that never judged. When Liam stood in front of that mirror, something magical happened. There were no classmates to laugh at him. No teacher to correct him. No pressure. No comparison. Just him, learning to hear his own voice. In front of people, he was scared. But in front of the mirror, he was honest. If he made a mistake, the mirror didn't roll its eyes. If he forgot a word, the mirror didn't laugh. If he spoke slowly, the mirror didn't rush him. The mirror became his safe zone, a place where English wasn't scary anymore. And that was the beginning of real change. the routine that built his confidence. Liam realized something important. If you practice a little every day, discipline will take you further than talent ever will. So he created a simple routine. Not complicated, not overwhelming, just something he could follow every single day, and this routine changed everything. Morning. Wake the brain. Every morning, he stood in front of that mirror and said, "Good morning, Liam. Today you will speak English. Don't be afraid." At first, it felt silly, but slowly, these words began to reshape his brain. He wasn't just speaking English, he was convincing himself that he belonged to the language. After breakfast, he would stand near the window and describe anything he saw. The sky is blue, a man is walking, my hands feel cold, I can hear children playing. He didn't aim for perfection, he aimed for flow, because fluency begins when fear ends. Midday, building the voice. This was his most powerful exercise. Speaking to himself like he was being interviewed. He would stand in front of the mirror again and say, "Hello, thank you for having me. Today, I want to talk about my English journey. My name is Liam, and I'm learning every day." Sometimes he froze. Sometimes he didn't know what to say. Sometimes he laughed at himself. But he kept going, because repetition builds confidence. And confidence builds fluency. Evening, training the mouth. At night, he opened YouTube on his old phone and typed, "Slow English conversation with subtitles." He played one line, paused, repeated it again and again and again. "How are you today?" "I'm doing great, thank you. Would you like some coffee?" "Sure, that would be nice." He didn't just repeat the words. He copied the emotion, the tone, the music of the sentence. This is called shadowing. It is one of the most powerful methods in the world, and he was doing it without even knowing. This exercise didn't just train his mouth, it trained his confidence. Night, whisper to the brain. Before sleeping, he whispered, "Tomorrow, I will speak better English." It was a small sentence, but powerful. It told his brain, this is not a hobby, this is your new life. And slowly, English started becoming something he felt, not just something he studied. The first big victory. After 30 days of this routine, something unexpected happened. His teacher asked him to read a paragraph aloud. Normally, he would avoid it, but this time, he stood up. His hand shook, his voice trembled, but he read the entire paragraph. Yes, he made mistakes. Yes, some words sounded strange, but he finished it, and the classroom was silent. Then the teacher smiled and said, "Good job, Liam. You've improved." No laughter, no whispers, just respect. That day, Liam realized something life-changing. The mirror didn't just teach me English, it taught me discipline. Part 3. The day Liam began training his brain. After 1 full month of mirror practice, shadowing, self-talk, and describing the world around him, Liam felt something shifting inside. His mouth wasn't scared anymore. His tongue wasn't freezing. His confidence wasn't breaking. But there was still one problem. Whenever he had to speak to real people, something happened. His brain paused. It translated. It froze. Not because he didn't know English, but because his brain was still stuck in translation mode. And that's when he realized something powerful. The real challenge isn't speaking English. The real challenge is thinking in English. The moment that opened his eyes. One evening, he was walking to the local market. A little girl dropped a bag of rice. Liam bent down to help her pick it up. He wanted to say just 2 simple words. "It's okay." But his brain first said it in his native language, then tried to translate it to English. By the time he found the words, the moment had already passed, and that's when the truth hit him. My mouth is ready, but my brain is not. That night, he made a new promise. From today, I will stop learning English and start training my brain to think in English. 1. Breaking the translation habit. Most learners do this. 1. Think in their native language. 2. Translate. 3. Then speak. That's 3 steps for 1 sentence. No wonder fluency feels slow. So Liam did something radical. He picked the simplest thoughts of his day and forced his brain to think them only in English. Not perfect English, not advanced English, just English. I am walking. I feel hungry. That dog is running. The road is empty. These sentences were small, but they were pure English. No translation allowed. This was the beginning of his true fluency. 2. Turning English into his inner voice. Every human has a voice inside, the voice that talks when you're alone, thinking, daydreaming. That inner voice shapes how you speak. Liam decided, my inner voice will speak English. Every time he caught himself thinking in his native language, he reset the thought, slowly, patiently, sometimes repeating the same thought 3 or 4 times. It wasn't easy, but after weeks of doing this, something magical started to happen. He would walk into the kitchen and think, there is no sugar in the jar. He would lie down at night and think, I'm feeling sleepy. He would hear people outside and think, someone is shouting loudly. This wasn't practice anymore. This was transformation. His brain was switching languages, automatically. The greatest barrier of his life was crumbling. 3. Using real life as practice. Liam didn't have expensive courses or coaching classes. He had something better. His real life. Every moment became English training. In the bathroom. I'm brushing my teeth. The water is cold. I need a towel. In the kitchen. This smells good. The pan is too hot. I can hear the pressure cooker. In the mirror. My eyes look tired. I will practice more today. My English is improving. On a walk. A man is reading a newspaper. The birds are sitting on the wire. The sky looks beautiful. He wasn't memorizing vocabulary. He was observing his life in English. And when you do that, fluency stops being a dream and becomes a habit. 4. The Fluency Gym, a daily workout for the mind. Liam realized something important. If athletes train their bodies every day, English learners must train their brains every day. So he built his own Fluency Gym. No fees, no teachers, no app, just his brain, his mirror, his voice, his cheap phone, and his discipline. Morning, speak aloud to wake the mouth. Afternoon, repeat sentences to build reflex. Evening, shadow videos to train pronunciation. Night, think in English to strengthen the brain every day. No excuses, no breaks. And after 30 days of this Fluency Gym, something incredible happened. He was no longer speaking English. He was living English. He wasn't translating. He wasn't afraid. His sentences flowed naturally. His confidence rose. His voice became steady. For the first time in his life, he felt fluent, not perfect, but free. Because fluency is not magic. Fluency is a muscle, and Liam trained it every single day.